Okay, so maybe you can start by telling us your name and what community you're from.
Okay. Mga Marjorie, Adadaga, Amamaga, Henry, and Ali, known as uh, Oli sometimes, Anakin. And my father is Kelly, and my mother is Rosie. My name is Marjorie.
And how did you first get involved with the Northern Games?
Um, I started young age, 16 years old. At that time, they only had adults, 16 and over. There was no youth, but it's good to see youth involved now.
And why do you think it's important for young people to play Northern Games?
Um, me, for my family, we were always out springtime till fall. Um, we had chores to do. We worked together for my mom and my dad. As we get older, we prepare wood, ice, feed the dog, wash clothes, scrub the floor, babysit, learning how to sew, stuff like that.
And where, in your opinion, where do the games come from?
Uh, I can remember as a young girl, they used to gather in a building like this, and it's big enough to hold like Northern Games, almost like Northern Games, but it's a festival for Christmas, New Year's, Easter, and spring. Spring, why I said spring is because we're out. We have to do chores like cut wood, get snow, uh, cut up geese and fish like that. So that was our chores. And the only way for survival at that time. And what food you harvest, we clean it, gut it before we bring it home.
Can you tell us a bit more about how the games relate to survival or to life on the
Okay.
land?
I know we were not far from the herders. We were not far from 4 or 5 family in our tent camp. And there were times things get bored in the evening and we gather around, we have big supper outside, depending on the weather. And evening come along, they start having games like who's the fastest plugger, who's the fastest fish cutter, who's the fastest axe and saw. And target shooting was a big event that time. They shoot at a little red can at that time we had. See, you shoot at it, that can would roll over. See who's going to shoot that can further. So it was fun, keep us active. Storytelling was another one. When they tell stories, I remember as a young girl, sometimes I fall asleep, and then there were times I'd tell stories to my relation when we're out in the camp. Most of them were exciting, some are scary, some are awesome.
When we did Northern Games in Inuvik back in
It's
69,
amazing to have those,
Zandel's grandmother,
that balance of hard work and fun
Yes, yes, yes.
in the games. Some of those events that you were talking about, they're a part of those good man, good woman
Yes.
competitions that we have now.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what it means to you to be a good woman?
Uh, I did I did join a lot in the 80s. I was trying my hardest to be a good woman, but it's always good to participate even if you lose. I lost by 3 points, but I was still happy. Achievement is fun.
And why would you think it's important for young people to learn those skills from that competition?
Growing up in a nomadic life, that was our lifestyle. compared today, everything's flick of a button, everything's flick of a camera, whatever. Food is there that we didn't have, and when we raise them up with traditional food, they like it. So as long as we keep it up for our grandkids and our family, it's there.
You've been feeding us well the past couple of days. For young people who are starting to try their traditional foods again, what would you say to them?
Uh, don't be upset if you lose. Just have fun. Be kind and respect elders. Pay attention what they tell you, and everything will work out.
Um, you were talking before about some of the changes that there are on the land now.
Yes,
Do you think that the Northern Games could help the young people to adapt to those changes?
that would be good. That would be good from Elder Circle. Like if there's one from Holman, one from Tuck, Paulatuck, Inuvik, Aklavik, during the Northern Games, get the elders involved with the youth so we could tell our lifestyle. Uh, we had tough times, but we're happy. We're doing what we can for them. Be prepared because the world is changing.
Do you wish to say anything more about those changes, or you?
Uh, those changes, like long ago, we adapt to hardship, and we still continue that. There's always a lead way sometime, so sometimes the animal change, we change too.
Um, I could ask some more questions, but I don't want to take too much of your time. What do you think?
Okay, anytime.
If I have a few more, it's
Yes,
okay, or you want to
yes,
leave it for
yes,
now?
yes.
It's okay?
Thank you. There we are. I mean, deadly.
Okay. And if there was any last thing you wanted to say to these young people who are gathered here?
Well, I was told as a young girl,
being a big part of our
always respect your parents, do what they tell you with respect, uh, be kind. If you know something's not right, through your eyes, through your ears, through your mouth and your heart, don't be afraid to show your feelings, because that's how life goes. People will know how you are and what you do, and they'll appreciate you and they'll follow the rules.
So maybe someday they'll be talking about us.
Most of all, I know my dad showed a lot of love. My dad showed a lot of love for what he does. My mother was raised in residential school. She was probably didn't talk about it, but to her, she noticed that how we hug our kids, how we kiss our kids, and how we say I love you. She never did say any of those words, but I know her life was tough. But she was a good mother. She was a good midwife. She was just like a nurse, and that's why the health center is named after her. I praise her for that. Save a lot of people, including me.
I know that I really appreciated your comments before about when we work on the animals, we got to do it right.
Yeah.
And I'm just learning myself, but that's kind of how I was trying to be taught
Yes.
to not waste and to do it.
Even if you make a little mistake, you get better next time. And then pretty soon you're super A.
Well, it's really nice to watch these young people working on animals. It's been really good to eat all that delicious food. Thank you very much for all of the labor of love that you also put in to make these games as wonderful as they have been the past couple of days.
Harvesting this food give us strength. They give us clothing. They give us knowledge of what we're doing, and we have to pass it on. And it was passed down without no books. It was passed down with knowledge that wasn't written in the book. But
Known as man.
like we say, you learn from your elders.
Well, thank you for letting us learn from you.
Yes, anybody could learn. I could learn too, like computer or something or iPhone. I could learn that too. Same thing. It's just that different aspects. I'm surprised we can do technology now.
Yeah, it's a lot of different kinds of skill these young people are trying to learn. They're trying to learn these traditional skills and some of those other ones like technology
Yeah,
and things.
I'll tell you the story about technology. My uncle, I was listening to his story as a young girl. They tell stories. He said he was brought up in a sod house, like a big, you go in underneath and you go in, a house is warm. It's sod house made out of driftwood, big large driftwood, and nuna land. They cut them in blocks. And they have one window in the middle, and they have like 3 rooms for a big family. And they have a stage for their food to harvest not far from their porch. Call it the porch. And he was talking about how the elders were predicting the next world or next century. According to him, he said people gonna see each other. That's through television. And then they said the elders said they'll be talking to each other even though they're not there. That telephone. And there was another one about disease. Disease. They knew a disease would come in through air. Travel through air, not come in. Travel through air. And it's a big sickness. And that was COVID. So sometimes these elders have, I don't know how it happens, but that's how it is. They know what's going to happen because they feel it. They know something's going to change.
If you participants out there, if you're here for the youth
When you
Northern
think
Games,
about the
come on up
future
here.
of the Northern Games, when you
Yeah.
think about the
Take
future of
part
the
in
Northern
youth Northern
Games,
Games, and
what
that's what you're
do
here
you
for.
see in the future for the games?
Well, watching these
Put the
youth,
baseball away. You play
they
that
really
Monday or
enjoy it.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
I wish we had that when I was
Another
young.
full day of events
You
here,
know,
okay?
I used to do a lot of log
You
sawing,
do
chopping wood,
baseball later.
getting ice, feeding the
Do
dogs,
some,
plugging,
do
cutting.
some of our Northern Games here. A lot
Those
of people
daily
are here
activities every
watching, and
year,
they like to
depending
they
on the
like to
season.
watch what you're doing out there and what the kids are doing.
That's why
and
we
what the
keep
youth are
going. Because everything in this world is getting expensive. Somebody said when you're out of work, how are you going to feed yourself? So you have to go back, realize, gee, like I said, all our food and all our energy come from wildlife, water, sea, and air.
I think we got drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays.
Everything's right there in the land.
Peyton's there.
I think I asked you all of the questions that I wanted, that I was going to ask. But if there was anything else you wanted to say, you could. But otherwise, I'll just say thank you for all you
Them
shared.
days, we never knew what
Brian, you guys
crime
been
was.
watching the last few days.
We never knew what alcohol was.
1 foot high kick.
We never knew what jail was.
Awesome.
We had a free world. Nobody was stealing. Nobody was being mean or what. Today, it's such a big change, and we can adapt to that addiction. But sometimes we have a tough life, and addiction is something a community has to try and overcome. Because we're losing our elders, we're losing our young people. And it's not only hurting me, but it's hurting everybody. and we try to focus on how we could get back to a healthy life. And I wish we had leaders that could listen to us.
When we're facing all those challenges, do you think that there's anything from the values taught in the Northern Games that can help us to navigate those kinds of challenges?
Well, right now, everybody know the youth are really having a good time because they want to learn. And as they learn, they get better and better.
Don't stop the floor. Just clap your hands. Gavin,
Okay.
really dodge the floor.
Okay, good for now.
Yes.
Thank you for your
Yes.
time.
Okay.